cut across to Prime Minister Modi there. Prime Minister Modi, embarking upon that five-nation tour. This is Prime Minister Modi there who will be attending the 17th BRICS Summit. But of course, the Prime Minister there saying that he is really confident about his visits as far as those five nations are concerned. That will reinforce the bonds and the friendship across the global south, strengthening the partnership on both sides of the Atlantic and deepen engagements in the multilateral platforms such as BRICS, the African Union, and the Prime Minister there heading for that five-nation tour. He said that he will, the bonds will be strengthened. The partnership on both sides of the Atlantic, like he mentioned, will be strengthened. The BRICS Summit is going to be taking place in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, and that's going to be taking place between the 6th and the 7th. And as a founding member, India is committed to BRICS as a vital platform for cooperation amongst emerging economies. Together, we strive for more peaceful, equitable, just, democratic, and balanced multipolar world order. On the sidelines of the summit, I will also be meeting with several world leaders, is what Prime Minister Modi has gone on to say before embarking on that five-nation tour. He'll be visiting, all these nations, and the countries that he's going to be visiting includes Africa. It includes the Caribbean as well as South America. He will be in Brazil for that summit. But of course, the departure, just before departure, as you can see, the Prime Minister waving just before taking off. But the message is loud and clear that he is carrying forward the message of friendship. He will be visiting Argentina, the first ever Prime Minister of India to do so, Brazil as well as Trinidad and Tobago. He's going to be in Ghana as well. And that is Prime Minister Modi's visit that is starting early this morning. And, the bonds basically across the global south. So that's Prime Minister's outreach when it comes to various parts of the country. And there, you can see Prime Minister Modi there taking off. And this really comes at a time when, the External Affairs Minister is in the United States and, having talks as far as the US-India trade deal is concerned. And there, Prime Minister Modi there carrying the message of friendship. Reinforcing friendship and bonds, strengthening those bonds and partnerships when it comes to the global south as well as both sides of the Atlantic. These engagements are with multilateral platforms. That is what the Prime Minister has gone on to say. And India is committed to the BRICS platform and they strive for a balanced world order. And the visit will strengthen the partnership, particularly with the hosting country of the BRICS Summit, that is Brazil. So the Prime Minister there taking off for that five-nation tour. This is going to be an 8-day tour, but between the 6th and the 7th is when the Prime Minister is going to be part of the BRICS Summit, the 17th BRICS Summit in Brazil. Ghazali, my colleague, joining us. Ghazali, take us through the agenda. The Prime Minister there saying this is going to reinforce friendship. This is going to strengthen ties as far as the global south is concerned. But, narrow it down for us. What all is on the agenda? Where all is the Prime Minister going to be? This is an 8-day tour. We know it's five nations that the Prime Minister is going to be visiting. He's going to be in Brazil between the 6th and the 7th. But what's happening between now and then?
First of all, in the first leg of the visit, the Prime Minister is going to start with a 2-day visit to Ghana on July 2nd, that is today, which marks a landmark movement in India-Ghana relations. This will be the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Ghana in more than 3 decades, and Prime Minister Modi's first bilateral engagement with the West African nation. This visit is expected to deepen cooperation in trade, development partnership, capacity building, and cultural exchange, strengthening a warm relationship that has endured since Ghana's independence. And we have a very old relations with Ghana because for Ghana's independence, India has always raised its voice in the past, even in the United Nations and other global forums. So this would be the first leg of the visit. And after that, PM is also expected to visit Argentina. He is going to Namibia. He is going to Trinidad and Tobago. But the fulcrum of this entire visit would be certainly the BRICS Summit. And in the BRICS Summit this time around, when Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russia's President Vladimir Putin will not be there, India's Prime Minister anyway will be the voice of the global south. The entire theme of the event is that there should be more collaboration and sustainable development would be the focus of the BRICS Summit, which is being held in Brazil. In Brazil, after the Prime Minister attends the BRICS Summit, he will also have a bilateral meeting with the Brazilian president and the top dignitaries there. So in a nutshell, this entire visit, one of the longest of the Prime Minister's visit in the last 11 years, this would be a visit where the Prime Minister will go to certain countries like Namibia, like Ghana, like Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Argentina, where the Prime Minister has not visited in a very long time, or no Indian Prime Minister in a very long time has visited there. The Prime Minister is also expected to address Parliament sessions parliament sessions in some of the countries where he will highlight that how India and those countries have a stronger and historical relation.
Thank you so much, Ghazali. All eyes on that, five-nation tour. Prime Minister Modi, they're embarking on that, visit of his to all the countries that you mentioned. Thank you so much for joining us.